friends. I'm in my guest room. Guys, I want to transform my guest room into a glam room so bad. Like, I've really been putting that off, but that's what I want to focus on. My next project at home. As soon as I make my next check, I'm gonna get serious about this glam room because I have a lot of extra space. I'm gonna keep a bed, not this bed, because I just got this one like in a rush when my sister was visiting me last year. And it's super uncomfortable and it was really, really cheap. So I'll probably keep this for something else, but I'm gonna change the bed and the mattress, the frame, everything. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I don't know, I kind of wanted to do a room like a before and after. But first I gotta clean it up because I have like random stuff everywhere. Like my printer's on the floor. I have a random TV on the floor. My luggage, extra sheets and stuff in the corner. Like I really do have to pick it up. But not today. Today, we're not doing that right now. And excuse the Christmas vibes. I don't know what's going on. I just love my Christmas pajamas and my Christmas blanket. And I can't let it go. Even though we are now almost in April. So it's alright. I know I'm just probably making an excuse, but I think I would be more serious with my content creation if I had like a creative space in my house just for my content. But I film most of my stuff like in my room or on the couch. Like I want my own little setup so that I can feel comfortable creating and all of that. So I'm gonna get serious about that, I promise. And I also want to get a good camera, so we're working on it. The only thing that kind of sucks about creating content for YouTube is that when I'm filming myself, like I did some content cleaning, cooking, I have to edit these out and make sure that there's no songs in the background so I don't get any copyrights. And that's kind of annoying because I like to play music while I'm cleaning and vibing and cooking. Otherwise, it's so boring. Like, who just cleans and doesn't hear music? Or just cooks doing nothing? So, that's the only complaint I really have about creating content for YouTube. Other than that, I really do enjoy it. And so, let's get into this video. I just lost 10 minutes of footage. But that's okay. Here we go again. So here are 27 life lessons I've learned in my last 27 years of life. My only 27 years of life. All right, and I wrote them down. So here we go. 1, embrace failure. It's okay to make mistakes. It's not the end of the world. Embrace it, learn from it, move on. Number 2, prioritize self-care. You cannot do anything if your mental and physical health is not up to par. Prioritize yourself. Take care of yourself. Then everything else comes through. Be adaptable. Things aren't always going to go as you planned them. That's life. You got to be able to adjust and pivot. So, be adaptable. Adjust and pivot. So, be adaptable. 4, and I know this one sounds maybe a little corny, but be grateful. You have to practice gratitude. There are so many things you don't want to take for granted. Take me, for example. I'm 27 years old. I dream of owning a house, and sometimes I beat myself up like, damn, I still don't own a house. I'm still not a homeowner, even though I'm working on it. I'm still not a homeowner. But guess what? I've got a spacious 2-bedroom with a walk-in closet. I have 2 bathrooms. Like, I grew up in New York City on a 5th floor walk-up with my 3 sisters and my mom. So, like, sometimes I literally have to snap out of it. Like, Kelsey, you dreamt of this. You don't know more waiting in line for my sisters to finish their hot showers, long showers, and then I have to use the bathroom. No more of that. Like, what I have now is not perfect. It is perfect for me though at this moment, and sometimes you just have to give yourself grace. Like, be grateful for where you are. Like, at one point you're living the dream. You're living your dream. I'm living Kelsey's teenage dream. My teenage self is living her dream right now. And in 10 years, my 27-year-old self is going to be living her dream. But does that make sense? I hope you guys get what I'm saying. You always need to stay grateful. Growth. Constantly challenge yourself. You don't ever want to stay stagnant. You never want to feel too comfortable. Seek growth. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you start to feel, and this is something I've noticed, if you start to feel like you're in a funk, guess what? You're not doing enough. You're not busy enough. You need to keep yourself busy. Keeping yourself busy, trying new things, that's how you grow. Being a little bit uncomfortable, that's how you grow. Number 6, and I know this is like, everyone has heard this at some point in their life. Choose your circle wisely. Whether or not you think you're easily influenced, the people around you are going to influence you, whether or not you want to admit it. So choose your circle wisely. Choose people that show you love the way you like to be shown, the way you love to be expressed to you, that genuinely care for you, look out for you, have good intentions. These people are out there. Everyone has their people out there. I believe that. Okay, maybe I'm not your cup of tea, but you definitely can find your people somewhere. I always used to tell my little sister this. Okay, whenever we would argue, and she'd be like, hey, you're this, you're that. Okay, I could be all of that. I'm your sister. I love you. I'll always love you. You don't have to hang out with me. Find your people. Number 7, trust your intuition. Yeah, that's right. Your gut feeling is more powerful than you think. Trust it, always. Number 8, set boundaries. Protect yourself. It's okay to say no. Number 9, and this is for all my Virgos out there because we have a hard time with this. Forgive and let go. Holding on to grudges is only doing damage to yourself. That was a hard lesson for me to learn. And it's definitely a Virgo thing. But we hold grudges. And that's not a good thing. And I used to think, hey, that's just the way that I am. But now I've learned to let it go, especially being a young teen. I moved out of my mother's house when I was 18 years old because we bumped heads a lot. And I learned, that's when the first time I really started struggling with my weight and overeating. And I was just, the most depressed I've ever been in my life was when I moved out. And I had started college at that time, and I isolated myself from my family. And I just learned so much in that time. And I learned I love my mom, but we did bump heads a lot when I was a teenager. My hormones were crazy. And I just learned that even if I never got the apologies that I needed or that I thought I deserved, I learned to just let things go and not hold grudges because I needed that love more than I needed the hatred, if that makes sense to anyone. So there's that. Number 10, take calculated risk. It's okay to take risks. Not every risk you take needs to be reckless. Sometimes you want to do something, you believe in yourself, go for it. What's the worst that can happen? If the worst that can happen is something that is totally manageable, take the risk. You never know. The best scenario could actually end up happening. So take that calculated risk. The next one is another one that I know my Virgos struggle with as well. Celebrate your accomplishments. We are the people that celebrate the ish out of everyone else's accomplishments. My friends and family, their birthdays are like a holiday to me. When they do something, any milestone, no matter how big or how small, I'm the first one there. I know a lot of my Virgos are the same way, but when it's me, I could have done better. It wasn't that big of a deal. No, your accomplishment is an accomplishment, no matter how big or how small, and celebrate yourself. You deserve it. Be kind. I know. This one sounds a little corny as well, but be kind. Kindness can take you so far, especially to strangers. I mean, obviously, you're gonna be kind to your people all the time. Don't treat your people bad, but treat strangers with kindness. You never know. You never know how your smile, your good morning could impact somebody's day. Number 13, approach life with a little bit of curiosity. Stay curious. You can never know too much. You can never ask too many questions. Stay curious. You never know. 14, and this one relates a little bit to 12. Practice empathy. Understand that everyone's on their own path, and we don't always know what someone else's path looks like. So be empathetic. Number 15, invest in experiences over possessions. Now, if you could do both, great. But remember that a memory is going to last a lifetime, whereas a bag and a shoe might not always last forever. So invest in experiences. If you're into concerts, if you're into vacations, whatever, book that trip with your loved ones and invest in that experience. You'll never forget it. You'll never regret it. I'm sorry. Number 16, stay humble. There's always room to grow and to learn, and remember that what you have can always be taken away from you. So stay humble. Okay, my video keeps cutting off. This is really pissing me off already. Okay, number 17, practice resilience. Bouncing back from setbacks builds character. Number 18, find a balance between just find a balance, period. But especially between work and enjoyment, or play, work and play. Because all work and no play, that's no good. And all play and no work, that's also no good. So find the balance. And I know this is hard to find in America because we live such a fast-paced life, and sometimes we forget. We are so like work-centered. I don't know. Sometimes I get culture shock when I go to other countries, especially going to the R, and just seeing the way that people live their lives there is amazing and so different from the way we live our lives here. But yeah, I'm trying to find a balance. I know it's not always easy, but trying. Like sometimes with work, it's easy. It's easy to just get so caught up in the chase that you prioritize work a little bit more than other things in your personal life. Like I remember when I was moving from one city to another, it was about 30 miles between, and I had just started this job as a medical assistant. I was maybe like 2 months into the job, 2 or 3 months into the job, and I didn't want to ask for a day off, but I needed a day off because I had just signed my new lease. I had like 1 or 2 days to move all my stuff out of my apartment and into the new one, but my lease was ending in between the weeks, so it was just a horrible experience. I remember being absolutely miserable and having to load the truck after 5 when I got home and move all the things over, drive the U-Haul. Oh my gosh, driving a U-Haul truck is so scary. It feels horrible. It feels like when you're on the highway, when you're on the street, it's like not so bad. But on the highway, it feels like you're driving a truck made out of glass. And if you move one little thing, everything's going to shatter and you're going to be in a tragic accident or something. God forbid. But that's literally how I felt. So all of that to just not ask for a day off to get my things done, because I was like, oh, I really need this job. It was peak COVID. I had just started. I didn't want to lose my job. I needed the money. But at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you gotta put yourself first. And I could have avoided so much stress if I would have just explained that. And these people, they will never care. They will never care about your well-being more than they care about the role that they need covered, right? Like, they're never gonna prioritize you the way that you prioritize them. So don't prioritize the job. Not always. Obviously, be realistic. Like, I'm not saying go out and take all these random days off, but if you absolutely need to, and it would be a huge help to your mental health to have a day off, take a day off and don't feel bad about it. That's it. Everything's gonna be okay. Balance. Same with like vacations. Like, bro, if you haven't had a break in a long time, book a trip. Take a break. Like, there needs to be balance. It can't all be work. Okay? Number 19, live in the present. Live in the present moment. Dwelling on the past or worrying about the future robs you of the present. Number 20, value authenticity. Be yourself and embrace yourself and your values. Learn what you believe in. And this is easier to do now with the internet and of just all the resources we have. If there's a topic politically or socially that you don't know where you stand on it, or you're curious about, I encourage you to do your own research and build your own opinions on things and stick to it. Be authentic and just be yourself. Similar to that, keep learning. always learn. And I know that this is, I won't say learn a new thing every single day, because I'd be lying if I said I did, but at least one time a week. You know, sometimes you get home, you're tired, you just want to relax and scroll endlessly through social media and chill, and that's fine. But at least once a week, try and learn something new and watch a podcast or read a book or something. Keep your brain always going and thinking outside of the box, because in this day and age, with all the things that's going on in the world, we really have to stay on our toes. Stay open-minded and embrace new ideas. That's the next point. Stay open-minded and embrace new ideas. And I feel like as a generation, we're pretty good at this. Like, things are changing, they're evolving, things are not so traditional as they once were. So keep up with that. Number 23. Take responsibility for your own actions. Own up to your own when you do it, okay? And it's okay. Everybody messes up. Everybody makes mistakes. Like, the world is not going to end, I promise you. If you make a mistake, just take responsibility of your own actions. And that is the best way that you're going to learn and be able to move forward. Just taking responsibility, okay? Number 24. Cultivate patience. Good things take time to unfold. Number 25. Embrace imperfection. And I feel like this is a lesson that I learned the hard way, obviously, right? All of these are. And so I'm sharing them so that you don't have to learn them the hard way, as I would share with my sisters or a friend, anyone. So I think growing up, when you're younger, you see certain of your features and you're like very critical on yourself. You're very hard on yourself. I remember myself thinking, oh, I got a fat ass, like I'm fat. Like, that's something that now is so in style, and I didn't used to like about myself, or like having big lips, my huge hands. Oh my gosh, I have ugly toes. Like, these are little things that when I was younger really used to bother me. And now that I'm older, I'm just like, nobody cares. I don't care, for sure. And if anyone else cares, they're wasting their time. But I definitely don't care about these things anymore. It's something that I have learned to embrace. Everything I've learned to embrace. Plus, things go in and out of style. So if you're constantly chasing what's in and what's not in, and you're gonna go crazy, because things are constantly changing. So you might as well get comfortable with your imperfections, because not only is it something that down the line somebody's probably gonna love, but it's something that you're definitely gonna love down the line. Like, you embrace your imperfections. Number 26. Find joy in the journey. Okay? Find joy in every chapter and every season of your life. Last but not least, number 27. Never stop dreaming. And I know that one might sound a little corny, but I think it's the most important one, because it's something that we're told a lot when we're younger, when we're kids. Like, dream big, dream hard, dream passionately. And now that I'm older, I feel like I don't remember the last time somebody told me that. I don't remember the last time someone even asked me, like, what are your dreams? You know, and it's something I think, especially in your mid to late 20s, that becomes a little bit of an issue, because we're at this point where some of us are starting to feel like, okay, we're getting up there in age. You know, we're almost at 30. We're almost at a big milestone in our lives as far as age. And this is just the way a lot of people think. We're starting to feel the pressures of just like, you know, just the pressures of life, right? I know it's important to know that it's never too late to start a new dream, or switch careers if you're not happy, or move to a new city if that's what you want to do. And just keep dreaming. Live life the way you want to live it. There are almost no rules to the order of your life at this point. Nothing is traditional anymore. So don't be afraid to dream, and dream big. And like I said earlier, take calculated risk. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to me rant. I'm so sad that I had to record this like 5 times, because everything kept deleting, because I feel like every time I kept recording it, I kept forgetting things I had put into the first recording. But still, thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful for this platform. Thanks. Good night.